Nick Baldwin for Severe MMA here with a UFC featherweight fighter who takes on Steven Peterson this Friday night here in Las Vegas at the Ultimate Fighter 27 finale. It is Matt Bessette. Matt, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. It's great to see you and meet you for the first time in person. We've talked a few times over the phone, but nothing better than this. Nothing beats this. How are you?
I'm excellent, man. Aside from a rocky start to the week, like I told you, missed my flight on the way out here. Everything's running smoothly right now. I just got to cut some weight tonight and tomorrow morning, and I'll be good.
Perfect. Weight cut. I guess let's talk about that right off the bat. Tomorrow morning are the early weigh-ins. Everything's going well.
Yeah. I'm actually my last cut for my last fight that I took on a week's notice. It was I think I started at like 164. I started this one at 157. So it's night and day, you know. But you know, I make weight every time. It's never an issue, and it's going to be a lot easier this time.
So I'm sure you've heard the UFC, and Dana White particularly has gone back and forth, talked a lot about whether or not the early weigh-ins will stick around going forward. For these cards, UFC 226 and the Ultimate Fighter finale, they are, so you will be weighing in early in the morning, not at around 3, 4 in the afternoon, as they did 2 years ago. Do you prefer the early weigh-ins?
I think everybody prefers the early weigh-ins because you get like 1 or 2 more meals and less time to actually be dehydrated. You get longer. So if I'm weighing in at 9 a.m. tomorrow, as opposed to 4 p.m., that's, what is that, 7 more hours of rehydration before I fight at whatever 6 o'clock tomorrow. You know, it's a no-brainer for the athlete. It's a lot safer. It's a lot healthier. And you know, in a sport that's so physically demanding and violent, you know, it's just nice to be able to have those extra hours to rehydrate, recuperate, and feel healthier for the fight.
So then if every fighter or most people prefer it, why is Dana White saying, oh, he's talking to people want the later weigh-ins, people want to weigh in the afternoon? Is that just Dana being Dana, or is there any other option?
Honestly, I don't know, man. I've thought of it, and I don't know. It could be better for the spectacle of it. You know, people doing just one weigh-in, people would be more inclined to tune in to the 4 o'clock one just to see them miss weight or make weight. It's more of like a show. It's not really a show now that people have that 9 a.m. one. You already know who made weight, you know. At that point, it's just people stepping on a scale, you know what they weighed, and it's doing the face-offs. So it takes away from the show itself. But to me, I think that's the only thing. That's the only thing. That's the only reason to change it back. But if you're really into making sure the fighter is fighting at as healthy a state and for fighter safety, it just makes complete sense to do the morning weigh-in.
How are you liking Las Vegas so far? Now that you got here and the plane, you know, eventually took off and landed and all was good, eventually you made it here. You're fighting in a couple days. Vegas treating you well so far? Yeah.
I've been here like 7 or 8 times now. So, you know, once you've been to Vegas,
you're a veteran.
Yeah, I'm a veteran of Vegas, right? But you know, it's nice. I like the area. It's not a place that I'd live. I like greenery. I like trees. You know, I like the change of weather. I love the Northeast. It's just where I grew up. It's where I'm from. What I'm used to. So, but like this is awesome to vacation in. You know, I'm having a good time.
And the fact that you're part of International Fight Week and you've only had one fight in the UFC. What does that say about you in the UFC's eyes? Is that just luck? And how cool is it to be a part of this huge weekend for the promotion?
I'm sure it's luck. I'm sure it's luck. Because I haven't shown them Matt Bessette yet. You know, I showed Shelby that I can fight through some crazy adversity, that I'm a guy that, you know, no matter what happens, I'm constantly moving forward, constantly fighting. And, you know, that being said, I haven't actually shown them what the entire Northeast has known for the past 10 years, you know. And that'll change. That'll change this Friday. So I'm in a good place. And you know, I'm just going to go out there, do my thing. I got a great opponent to be able to showcase my skills, whether it be grappling or standing. I think Peterson's going to, you know, give me a good fight. So, you know, this is a perfect opportunity for me with all the fans, everybody around, to just do my thing.
And as far as your last fight, it was your UFC debut on short notice in Boston this past January, UFC 222. You fell to Enrique Barzola by decision. What did you learn from that fight? What did you take away? How do you grow from it? And what's your sort of overall evaluation now that we're about half a year out from it?
Yeah, it was a reminder that I'm tough. You know, I'm tough. But taking a fight, a UFC fight on 1 week's notice is incredibly difficult. You can't get in shape. You know, you can't prepare in 1 week. You just diet or like, you know, cut weight. That's all it is. There's no diet. There's no preparation. It's just cut weight. You can't get any better shape in 1 week at all. So it just says to me that, like, I'm tough. I knew that it was going to be a really tough fight, regardless of you know, lack of preparation, because he's a tough guy. He's a really good opponent. So it just reminded me of that. I also learned that you know, there's a few holes in my, again, despite the cardio thing, despite getting tired, there's a few holes in my boxing, and there's a few holes in my wrestling. So I cleaned those up. I took months to clean those up. I was training specific wrestling, which I never did. Specific wrestling with college wrestlers, just wrestling. Usually it was wrestling with submissions, you know, so I could, like, okay, take me down, I'm going to sub you, you know, and that's how it's always been. But, you know, when you get to this level, you can't rely on subbing off your back, because it gets harder and harder. Guys just know how to avoid the submission. And they, you know, sometimes guys are better than you on the ground. Sometimes guys, they'll just stand right up right away and stand over you, kind of like Enrique did. So you got to be ready for everything. So I worked a lot of my wrestling, and every week I was sparring with Matt Remillard and Mike Juan Williams at Ring of Champions in Manchester, Connecticut. And that place is a gold mine, man, for boxing. Those kids are nasty at boxing, nasty. Like, high level, very high level boxers. And it's something I never did. I never sparred with high level boxers. I sparred with decent amateur boxers, and I always felt really good. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's good, confidence, whatever. They took the confidence right out of me right away. And then I was like, all right, I got to fix these holes. And I slowly built up. And then, you know, week after week, I'm getting compliments from these guys that have been doing this every day for their whole life, you know. You're getting a lot better. Week to week, it's getting a lot better, Matt. And it just builds my confidence and, like, makes me want to get even better at boxing. So, like, my boxing's got so much cleaner since my last fight, hands down. So that's my biggest improvement. And my wrestling's cleaned up a lot. And you're going to see a lot of new stuff from this fight.
How much motivation does the Barzola fight give you for the Peterson fight? Just because 0-3 in the UFC usually leads to a cut, but no one wants to be 0-2 even.
Yeah.
And so you fall against Peterson, you're in that spot. You probably wouldn't be released, but then your back is really up against the wall. Just coming off that loss in your debut, how much extra motivation does it give you to, how hungry are you, you know, coming up against Steven Peterson?
It almost doesn't matter to me, man, whether I'm coming off a win or a loss. Like, whatever happened before, I learned it, I got past it, and I moved on. You know, now it's just like win. You know, if I was 0-10, I'd be like, I'm 0-0. You know, go out there and get my victory. I never focus on the past because that can break you. You know, so I just focus on what's in front of me, and this fight with Peterson's in front of me, and I know what I got to do, and I'm a guy that goes out there and executes. So and there's no such thing as UFC jitters for me. I don't get them. I didn't get him the first fight at all. I won't get him this fight. I've had a lot of experience. I've had 31 pro fights. I fought in front of Dana. I've tried out for the Ultimate Fighter. I fought for Bellator 9 times. I fought on television for Access TV, for Spike TV, this, that, and the next thing. You know, I don't get him. I go out there, I have fun, and, you know, I do my thing. So, you know, long story short, I make a long answer shorter. It's going to be a good day for me.
Even though you said you don't like to focus on the past much, it still has to be pretty crazy in hindsight that not that long ago you were going to retire. That was the plan. A couple months down the road, I'm done. And here you are, second UFC fight.
Yeah. Life is crazy, man.
Life is crazy.
It's still, like, just thinking about that right now, it's insane, man. If you don't know the story, quick backstep here. It was 12 hours before I got the call from Shelby that I was going to take this fight with Barzola. I was in the kitchen with my wife, and we were talking about the fight that I already had matched up for 3-4 weeks after this one, right? A fight I already had matched up. That was going to be my last fight. I was going to defend my title one more time, and that was going to be it. You know, I was going to find the full-time job, be the working man, you know, clock in, clock out, because I wanted to move on, you know, because I didn't think the UFC was going to call. And then, no shit, 12 hours later. That's insane, man. That's insane.
Steven Peterson is a scrappy fighter. You're a very scrappy fighter. Do you feel like, is this the type of fight that can really steal a show on Friday?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I know that it's the way he fights. It's the way he fights. He's always coming forward. He throws in combination constantly, and you know, I do too. And I just need to make sure that I stay smart while I'm doing that. And this is my fight.
How do you get it done on Friday?
I get it done.
That's it?
That's it.
All right.
I'm going to finish the fight. He's not a guy that gets finished easily. But I got so many ways to finish, and you know what? I hit very hard. I hit really, really hard, and you know, it doesn't look like I should be able to hit hard, but I hit hard. And he's like, my chin is this, my chin is that. I'm sure it is, but like, I'm gonna make him bleed. I'm gonna slow him down. However, I have to do that. I'm gonna slow him down, and it's gonna start. You know, it's gonna start moving my way, and I'm gonna get the W.
Awesome, Matt. Thank you very much. It's great meeting you, great talking to you, and best of luck to you on Friday.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.